Hey guys, Josh and Gundam here, and this is a special video. It's going out to one of my friends. Goes by the name Rio, I think. Anyways, this is a video on simple Gundam MSA maintenance. Because, well, you know, sometimes you need to maintain your collection. It needs a little work. So, I'm going to tell you some of the best ways to maintain your collection. Now, sometimes you buy some Gundams, or you played with them as a kid, and I have to lean over. So the tripod's not tall enough. Actually, that's much better. You know, you get dirt in those lines, those little detailed lines, and you don't know how to get it out. I mean, use your fingernail. You know, that's gonna take forever. Use a needle, you'll scratch it up. You know, how do you get that out? Because just a regular sponge won't do it. Soft bristle toothbrush. Get some hot water on it and just do that, and you will get all the dirt out of the lines. I'm not talking about getting rid of the panel lining. I'm just talking about getting the dirt out of the lines in your legs and your arms. Soft bristle toothbrush, hot water. Very simple. Next step of maintenance, beam saber repair. We all know about the beam sabers that bend. So this is real easy. Bear with me as I try to direct the camera. You need a sink with hot tap water. Turn on the hot water, and you're gonna have to let it run until it's hot. Okay? That's one of the things you gotta do. I should have done that first. Now, the trick is to let your tap water get as hot as it can. It's almost there. Okay. So you take your beam saber and you just hold it in the tap water as well as you can. Try and get the whole thing in there so it heats up. You know, you might need to turn it as time goes by, and as it heats up, it's going to get softer. You know, see? And so we just make sure it gets really good and hot in the water. You can straighten it with your hand because it's more malleable, which means if you're doing stop motion animation like my friend Raven, who uses bent beam sabers sometimes when he's making a shot, this is also how to make your beam sabers bent. You know, besides just leaving them in the box. You know, when they're rolling around in a box or a bag, you never know what'll happen. Anyways, you can see it's real malleable now. Now here's the fast way. Switch to cold water, hold your beam saber straight, and run it under the cold water. Now if it's really bad, it might take more than one attempt. But generally, it'll work. And so hopefully, you could all see that. This beam saber is much straighter than it was. Make any final straightness adjustments to it. The hot water expands the plastic a little bit, makes it more malleable, and then the cold water pulls it right back. And so you can make your beam sabers just about any shape that you want. So that's a real important one, is the beam saber fix, because I know that all of us MSA fans suffer from bent beam sabers. The other one, you ever get those scuff marks? You know, like even if you kept your MSIA on a shelf, when you move, you gotta put them in a box, and they rub against each other, and you get that paint rub. And that's very common on the harder plastics, like the Gallop. You can see this paint rub right here. It's not that paint rubbed off, it's that paint or plastic color rubbed on it. And you can scratch away with that with your fingernail. You can try to toothbrush. If you use sandpaper, you're going to tear it up. You know, how do you get that off? Well, this is what they call a magic eraser. As you can see, it's well worn, but usually just kind of a shape like that. Top side's usually a different color. Bottom side's always white. And it's usually a block, at least for a little while. And you get it wet with just some cold water. And I'm not sure what to compare this to. It's like the softest sandpaper you could ever find. But don't try to use sandpaper because it's totally different. As you use this, you'll notice the little particles coming off. But it's called a magic eraser because that's what it does. It takes, you know, paint rub off walls and off furniture and stuff. And it works on your MSIA. And so you don't even have to do much. It's already getting better. Just a little bit more. Good as new. Look at that. Beautiful. Gallop is good as new. That paint rub is gone. And Magic Eraser, you know, is fantastic for this. You can sometimes find these at a dollar store or your local supermarket's cleaning aisle supplies. I got mine at the dollar store, but you know, it works. It works fantastic. And that doesn't just work on the Gallop. You know, if you had a smudge mark paint rub on an MSIA leg or something like that, that would work too. Just another that I just thought of. Sometimes a joint gets loose, or you were making a custom and your arm gets outstretched. Say you stretched out the arm and it doesn't fit anymore. The same thing you did with the beam saber works that way. So you just heat it up under the hot water. You know, you just squeeze it a little bit to make it tighter. Run it under the cold water. Bam! Your parts have gone back to the way they were before you stretched them out trying to make a custom. One more. Let's say a joint is, and I've done a video on this, which I will try to post to a video response on this video. Another is you could take Loctite super glue or any brand super glue with like a controlled thing, and if your arm won't stay on the nub, you just put a little super glue on there. Some people like to do nail polish because they're afraid that they'll super glue their Gundam, but that's why you just do a little and you just let it dry, and when you put your arm on, it creates more friction. This also works on the leg joint. If you put the little super glue in there and you just put it on, you move it a little bit and then leave them alone so they don't solidify together, it creates more friction, and so your you know, Nataku or something from Gundam Wing that's legs go like this when you shake him, you know, will now have some friction in there and not be doing that. That's another simple Gundam maintenance. Like I said, you just put a dab of super glue on there, you put the leg back on, you move it, you take it back off right away, and you let it dry for 2 hours. You put it back on, it's fine. And if you're as long as you don't leave them attached while it's wet, you won't super glue your Gundam. There's only one thing that I haven't learned how to fix on Gundam MSIA figures, and that's the yellowing plastic, which isn't very common really. But this was a figure that was going to be sold in our store, and he'll actually end up in parts instead of a burning Gundam. And you can see the difference even in this bad lighting, where this is white and this is yellow. If you have that problem, there's not much that can be done. It probably got too much sunlight. You can repair parts, you know, from somebody that has parts. I don't sell parts very often because it's more work than it's worth. But I usually sell parts for $2.50 plus $1 shipping, because it costs about that much to ship them, which is silly, but it does. But anyways, this is a video on simple Gundam maintenance. How you can fix your beam saber, how you can get that awful paint rub off your Gallop or your MSIA, how you can make your joints better, and I hope this video has proved helpful to the MSIA community. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and reviews, and make sure to check out our store, Gundams R Us, your favorite arms dealer. There's a link down below. Catch you guys later.